Hi, I'm Yamalite, you're watching Early Game View, and this is my first impressions of Overfall. A new early access title by a company called Games. I believe this is their first game, and this is an RPG with a roguelite elements. Let's jump right into the game and I'll show you what it's all about. So before you go into the game, you have a chance to create two characters that you start with. You can unlock more than the default two classes. Unfortunately, I have yet to unlock any of the additional ones. By default, you get the fighter and cleric, and you can unlock other stuff like wizard, ranger, warlord, whatever. But we'll start with the default ones. You get to choose a weapon. Against you can unlock those by playing, and each weapon has a different set of skills. You have additional skills that your character has, and you can choose trinkets, which once again you unlock by playing. I did unlock a couple of them, but I believe they are not fit for the fighter, and only the cleric actually can use them. So we'll go with the default setup because it's fine. You can as well change names if you so desire, or just roll the random dice. Pansy is a nice name for a cleric, I think. Let's enter the portal. So the game premise is actually quite simple. The idea is that basically you enter the portal chasing some evil a long time ago, and then you resurface from that portal sometime after, which is like hundreds of years essentially, and the king is disappeared somewhere. And your task is to find him. So you do that by taking the ship and sailing around. I actually just skipped the introduction, so once you play it yourself, you will read all the text and see all the explanations. So how do you search for the king actually? Well, you just go from island to island and try to find any king remnants or people who can hint you about the king. And basically you encounter people and hear their stories and fight, of course. And let's just roam around and I'll show you how exactly it works. So we come across a Forsaken on the island who's searching for a place to die. All the stories have some sort of description as well as the dialogue that you can read, and then you have one or more answers that you can pick. So it's basically an interactive story. So he says, in a strange land, this has come to an end. I am giving my last breath. I need to be forgiven. Okay, so how can we help you, guy? This land is not my own, I'm just passing through. Take me somewhere where it's deemed worthy. Okay, so where we can take him? We can take him to a temple, or we can take him to a Forsaken camp. I guess for old Forsaken camp seems like a reasonable thing. So let's go to Forsaken camp. Okay, so we come to Forsaken camp, but a pack of Forsaken assumes that we are on to raid them and attacks us, which is not a very nice thing, but I guess let's defend. Okay, so, and this is a really great chance to show you a combat. So the combat is turn-based, and you have 3 phases for each character. First phase is movement. As you can see here, I can use just a plain movement and walk somewhere, or I can use a heroic leap, which actually deals damage, but I'm too far from them to do any damage, so I'm just gonna go a bit closer and try to leap onto them to damage them next time. The next step is using your skills. I have Earthcrack, which damages all the foes around me in one tile range, basically. I have the Unbreakable, which removes debuffs and applies Vigor to me. One complaint I have right away is that sometimes it's really hard to tell what those Vigor and all other buffs and debuffs are, because you cannot actually hover over them and see the full description, and I couldn't find a way to actually get it. So maybe they will improve it later on, but at the moment it's like you have to learn actually what those things are by playing and seeing them applied to your character. Okay, and the last one is Incapacitate, which basically disarms and immobilizes target, and it only applies to one target. I really like the detailed stats below this skill, like this cooldown 1, target enemy, range 1, radius target only. This is very, very cool and detailed description of how the skill works, because it's really easy to tell if it's a targeted skill or a cleave skill or adjacent or whatever. Okay, so this is called utility phase. We can't really do anything here, let's just skip it. And then of course you have the attack phase. So I have my 3 skills coming from the weapon. First one is the basic chop, attacks one target. The next one is a cleave, which damages I think in front means the 3 tiles right in front of you. And applies mortal wounds to targets with bleeding, so basically it's a nice combo after chop. And then you have an execute that does 7 damage if the character is below 50% HP, which is awesome. But again, we cannot really use it, so let's just skip it and wait for their turn. You have the order of execution on top, so basically who's going next, you can always say, you can always plan for that, so from that regard is kind of really nice. It's not an XCOM where you have to suffer terribly, although the combat is not an easy one. Okay, this is my cleric. She has, again, move, and she has faithful pull that pulls the target ally towards her 3 hexes and then applies protection and restores 2 HP. Very, very helpful. Health is very hard to recover in this game, so we're just gonna come closer, and then I'm gonna do the Circle of Grace, which will buff my characters and apply the Defiance, which is very nice because it basically negates most of the debuffs that I can get. And then I will smack him with the Retribution because the mages are annoying. There we go, 4 damage. That was pretty nice, and he now has a Confusion. I think I should be able to leap on them next time, and he did an area of... Okay, let's see, we can leap, I think this way would be better, so that will do 2 damage to both of them. And then we can do the Earth Crack. As you can see, it shows nicely who exactly will be damaged here, so, or right, debuffed I guess, not damaged exactly. Let's chop this guy and apply Bleed, and Bleed did not happen, of course it didn't. I found it that it's, you know, really easy to die in this game. And I'm already suffering from bleeding and blindness, perfect. Let's hide behind my warrior and hope that he does not want to kill us. Okay, we have a Numbing Light which actually applies regeneration, so let's apply this on us. And then I have a Holy Nova that actually does 3 damage to adjacent foes as well as restores 2 HP. So let's use that and heal ourselves a bit. And this guy tries to run away. Let's not allow him to do that. He's healing himself. Ow. My cleric is in big trouble. Alright, let's chase him and yeah, I guess let's incapacitate him and then execute. That should be enough to... okay. The Elder Forsaken interferes and as he gives his last breath. Okay, why the hell did not he do that earlier? And I actually earned some feat. So every time you finish a combat, you have a chance that one of your characters will gain a feat like that is applied for this playthrough. So this time Bogart, which is our warrior here, gained Steady Feat, which increases accuracy stat by 4, which is pretty amazing actually. The feats can be positive and negative. Sometimes you will get completely terrible things. That part is very reminiscent actually of the Darkest Dungeon, and I found it to be pretty awesome. Okay, so what this guy says. This guy says, "This land turned you into the others, I see. They mean nothing but help. Let me give my last breath in peace." And I guess he dies after that. Okay, and we say that we just wanted to carry him to this kind before he dies. There you go. Okay, and we actually gained a Forsaken Reputation. So as you play through, you will gain a reputation with different fractions. As you can see, here are all the fractions. This is the dwarves, elves, orcs, goblins, hollows, and Forsaken. And this is basically a reputation that you can gain with them. So from hostile to friendly. And the more reputation you have, the more help they will offer and the more quests they will actually have for you. And each island, you know, has the settlements of different kinds of races on them. So, and there's as well additional things. So you have this bar here below. This is the mysterious invaders that are pouring from the same portal you came from. And their objective is to build a shipyard and as well to hunt you down and kill you before you find the king. They are incredibly strong and it's better to run away from them. Okay, so the thing is that not all encounters are have to end in combat, and this I find is really cool part. So basically you can talk your way out of some of them. Like some of them will have to end in combat and you know you will have to fight and maybe you will gain something. But in some of them you can just talk your way out. Okay, so while exploring the islands for supplies, you come across an elf who appears rather agitated. Go away, I'm hideous. Okay, so cleric can tell her something. That's actually the dialogue lines also depend on who your characters are. And if I would have another recruit in my party, I will actually might have gotten another line. So our warrior just wants to attack her, or you know, we can just back away and leave. And elf can, the cleric can tell her that she's beautiful. So let's do that. Okay, she says that, do you know what they do to elves who fail the rite? It'll be so embarrassing. Okay. So we can try to give her confidence. Again, this is the cleric special ability, basically. If I would not have cleric here, I will not have an option like this, and I might just fail this quest or, you know, have to fight with her. But we can give her confidence, which encourages her, and we gain a reputation with elves, which is nice. Okay, so we can continue exploring. There are some other ships, like, you know, swimming around or sailing around, I guess is the better word, and you can actually dock with them and talk to them and maybe find out some nice info if they not run away from you like those do. Okay, let's go to this island and see. We have a caveman and he's cold and he wants help. We can make a fire for him because this guy knows how to make fire with the survival skills, so let's do that. There you go. He gives us some food, which is really nice. Food can be used to heal you as well as for trading. And then we have an option either to leave or we can teach him to make fire. So let's try that. He does not understand. Okay, we can try again. There we go. He actually learned how to make fire himself and gave us more food, which is nice. You can fail that. So this is basically a dice roll. And if you fail that, you won't get anything, I believe. And he might even attack you, I guess, if there's like a really bad fail. Okay, let's go to this island and see what they have to offer us. You come across a snow-blanketed graveyard. You see a Forsaken standing in the middle of a drawn circle. Looks like he's trying to cast some kind of spell. He turns his icy gaze at you. You can sense the sorrow in his deep voice. The song, often I missed it. Often its harmony I tried to hear. Nothing but failure. Can the dust be the answer? Okay, I guess he's asking for the dust, so we can just ignore him or give him the dust. I mean, we have what? We have 2 dust. I guess we can give him 1. Dust is a currency that you can actually use to learn more skills from the ships that carry the teachers for your classes. So you can sometimes encounter them in the sea, and then you will be able to spend dust to learn new skills or upgrade the existing ones. But since we have just 2 dust anyway, let's just give him 1. So... and that gave us just 1 reputation. Well, I mean, that's good enough. You know, if we can be friendly with Forsaken, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's go to Goblin Island. Oh, wait. What is this ship? Everguard. Let's talk to them. So as you can see, we can dock here. And we can't really talk to them because they don't have anything to tell us. So Everguards are actually the basically the servants of the king who are also looking for him. And sometimes they can be a huge pain in the ass because they hate every other race as far as I believe. So basically humans only. Okay, what do we have here? The guy needs to get back to his master. So let's ask him. He jumps with a panic as you start to talk. Okay, we scared him and he needs to go there. So we can leave or... okay, I mean, whatever. Let's follow him. And his master is Goblin. Okay, and he's actually a slave. And we can say what? Okay, okay, how is it possible for a goblin to have a dwarven slave? That's a really good question, actually. Okay, you go away. This is huge, yes. Please, human, we are friends since childhood. We were in the same coal mine since we were born. The slave master thing is the only for me so that they can accept him. So we have a teary story here. I mean, okay, why not? I won't tell anyone. Fine. As you are making pace, the cave gets raided by other goblin tribe that was suspicious about what's going on. We've heard it all. Say goodbye to your reputation, you dwarf lower. God damn it. I have to fight them, don't I? Okay, I mean, that's a really cool part. So basically, you can just say, okay, screw those guys, I'm just gonna leave. And as you can see, we have 2 different wizards here. I guess one of them is something like Voodoo Master and the other is Wizard. So, do we help them? I think we do. Maybe this will bring us something, I guess. Oh, we have enough to leap towards him. That's good. We can do 2 damage straight out, and then we can incapacitate him. And smack him with a chop. That should bring him down quite a lot, but that did not apply bleed, which is slightly annoying. Okay, and that guy is terrible at being a wizard. Okay, I have to be careful about this guy, because I never encountered anyone with... what did he apply? Agony. Yeah, that's not very good. Let's come here and heal ourselves because I am terribly low in health, which is not nice. Okay, let's kill this one off. He has Fury. Okay, where are you going? What are you gonna do? Oh god, that is not very well. If my cleric is gonna die, that's gonna end terribly. Okay, I cannot really stand here for cleaving, but at least I can apply vulnerability to them. And I think we should be able to execute this one. Yeah, there we go. 11 crits. That's what I want to see. I want to say that combat is actually very reminiscent of the XCOM combat, and it sometimes can be so dreadful. Like, if you get into a really bad encounter, you can die so quick. Okay, I can dispel this crap from me, thank you very much, and then I can just use Holy Nova on myself for no apparent reason, just to heal myself. Can't really get close to him right now, and let's apply Vigor to myself, that's always good. And Cleave doesn't reach us here. Okay, let's keep the attack. And those guys, okay, so basically only the Goblin fights and Dwarf doesn't really... Why he doesn't do anything? He's a Dwarf, he should be able to fight. Stop touching my Cleric. She needs to survive this time. Can you pull yourself? No, you can't. Okay, let's apply heal again. There we go, and let's smack him in the head with this. Should be good. 6, yes, critical, perfect. We killed him actually. Okay, so what do we get? We get some food, we get Pansy, our cleric, gained injured. Perfect. God damn it. Speed stat decreased by 1. That's what I was saying, you know, you can gain the negative perks as well, and that is not very good. I don't know if there's actually any way to remove them. Maybe. That would have been really good, but I'm not sure. Okay, so... Since I have 11 food, I can actually heal them now here in Overfall, and it will cost me the whole 9 food to heal her completely, which is, you know, kind of totally worth it. So I spent all of my food, but I healed them completely, which is really nice, because if I wouldn't do that, she would die for sure at the start of the next battle, especially if I'm not lucky and the opponents are more fast than me. Okay, as you can see, the danger of the, or like the intensity, I guess, of the mysterious invaders rises, and the higher this scale is, the more of them will pour out from a portal, which you can see here in 2.6 days out from me, so we want to get away from that as much as possible. We get some orc lands here. We can maybe visit a bazaar and see what we can get here, although I don't really have that much money. Okay, so we can trade commodities or upgrade equipment. That's another part. So besides of skills, you can actually upgrade equipment. As you can see, I don't have any money, so we have like 4 frags, I think. This is the local currency. And upgrades look like basically adding randomly rolled things to head of the weapon, hilt of the weapon, and as well adding the enchantment. Enchantment is always random as far as I believe, so you just pay some money to roll it and then you pick either to apply it or not. I am not sure if you are able to swap it out, so basically replace it with a better one if you roll the better one next time. I never had that much money and never survived long enough. I am pretty dreadful at that game. But yeah, you know, it's a nice way to upgrade your skills. Like, for example, here this increases the range of all skills by 1. I think this could be huge, especially for some AoE skills like, you know, a mage or a wizard or whatever. Okay, we can trade commodities, and you know, you can buy and sell food, you can buy and sell dust. Again, okay, frags are not something. Yeah, that's one of the complaints I had as well. So there's no exit button here, and all you can do is just set them in the default position and close, which is not that intuitive at first, but whatever. Okay, I think that's actually about all I can show you in the game. Before we wrap it up, I want to show the last thing that I think is really, really cool. There's this point in the menu called Story Builder, which actually allows you to generate your own stories that you can publish to Workshop directly from the game. So I'm going to load this Story Maker tutorial, and you will see that you can actually do the dialogues, choices, and all that kind of stuff yourself, including, you know, the characters. And I find this to be really, really awesome, because in the end the game boils down to being like, you know, going from an island to an island and doing those random encounters. And there's only this much the developers can actually put in themselves. And yes, okay, the art style of the game is really awesome, the music is pretty cool, but they cannot do like a lot of them, you know, a limited amount that will keep you entertained for ages. On the other hand, by creating this actually story builder and giving it to the people and adding this button publish to the workshop and making it really, really easy to create your own stories is a huge step to making this game basically unlimitedly replayable. And I'm not even sure if that's a correct word, but Essentially what I'm saying is that replayability will be really high once the people get on the board and once they will start creating those really cool stories. And the game is really well made and there's not that many bugs already in early access. I believe that it will be quite popular among players who value this kind of gameplay, especially once it releases. And I'm finding this story builder thing absolutely awesome. Okay, so this is Overfall. You can grab it on Steam Early Access right now for $10 or your regional equivalent. The price will go higher according to developers upon release, so they said it will be priced somewhere between 10 and 20. You might want to join right now if this looks like your kind of game, because as I said, there's like literally $0 was noticed. There maybe is like, there's not that many stories now, and they are definitely like after some time they start repeating, but I do encounter quite a lot of new ones every time I play, and every journey is quite different since it's because of its roguelite nature. And I find it really awesome. I mean, the combat is very enjoyable, the stories are good, the writing is pretty cool, design is nice, and again, music is pretty cool. So I've been enjoying this quite a lot, and if this looks like your cup of tea, I would definitely recommend it. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you next time. Bye!